Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, we're going to unpack the two different types of bodybuilders and two different types of power builders. Before I get into this topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. If you need coaching, check out the link below. I'd love to work with you. All right, so we're going to dive into some definitions a little bit, and I hope this discussion will kind of help you guys understand the different types of bodybuilders or different types of mentality when it comes to bodybuilding, and the different types of mentality when it comes to power building. Now we're going to dive into bodybuilding first. We're going to dive into those two different types of general mindsets, and from that you will see how some of this gets transferred into power building and how some of power building gets a little bit misguided. All right, so let me explain what I mean. Bodybuilding. We're not talking about competitive bodybuilders. We're talking about the pursuit of building a better body. And this can be a lot of muscle mass. Maybe you want to build a lot of mass, or maybe you just want to build 10 to 15 pounds of mass and look a lot better. It doesn't really matter. There are two different types of bodybuilders. We're speaking in general terms here. There might be a few other types of niches out there, but these are the two major types of bodybuilders. Number one, you have the bodybuilder that's simply interested in mass, looking better, aesthetics, packing on mass. They might respect progressive overload, but they're not super obsessed with strength. They're not really, it's not in their DNA. They might respect progressive overload. They obviously follow the process, but they might not be super passionate about the big lifts and attacking the big lifts and strength numbers and all that kind of good stuff. Now, another category of bodybuilder is the bodybuilder that really loves the big lifts. He loves strength, he loves muscle. That's me. I'm the type of lifter that loves building strength and loves building muscle. I really like attacking the big lifts. Now, when I say the big lifts, it's easy to focus on the big four: squats, deadlifts, bench, and overhead press. But the mindset really goes much further than that. The bodybuilder that loves the big lifts generally loves strength in general. I love Pendley rows. I love dumbbell rows. I love having a big, fat, juicy RDL. I love strength on all the big lifts. So these are basically the two different types of bodybuilders. You have the aesthetics guy, or the guy that just wants to pack on mass and respects progressive overload, and you have the strength obsessed like me. Back around 2006, 2007, when I created and started to run a forum called Muscle and Brawn, somewhere around then I started to use the term power builder. I wasn't aware of anybody else using it. I wasn't aware of the definition. I started using it to define myself. I wasn't trying to create a new workout style, but basically I was trying to differentiate my love for strength as a bodybuilder compared to just the bodybuilders that were after pure aesthetics. I didn't use power building to mean somebody who wanted to compete in both powerlifting and bodybuilding. It really had nothing to do with the sport. It was a definition, a differentiator that set me apart from the guys who really didn't care about chasing strength on the big numbers. So here's where the fork in the road kind of branches a little bit. You have your two types of bodybuilders, the aesthetics crew, and you have your power building bodybuilder, the guy that is after the big strength numbers as well as muscle. Anybody that's watched my channel knows that I say massive iron is basically about getting as big and as strong as humanly possible, and that's kind of my power building mindset. Now we're going to get into power building a little bit. What is power building? There are two camps of power builders. One is kind of misguided. It's the camp that I've been railing against for many, many years, the more minimalist camp. And then there's the camp that I'm in. So let me explain. The normal camp doesn't elevate the big lifts. It's just part of a well-rounded program. So myself as a power builder or a power building bodybuilder loves having the big lifts as the cornerstone, but I don't elevate them into my only focus or a huge portion of my focus. They are the cornerstone of my focus. but I also have a well-rounded program with machines and cables and isolations. Basically, I love to attack the big barbells and dumbbells, but I love to attack everything for big weight. So the first category of a power builder is somebody that has their eye on strength, but continues to use a well-rounded, well-constructed program. It's very balanced. It wouldn't seem abnormal to any of you. It just has a lot of those big, juicy lifts in place. And these are the types of programs that I give to a lot of my clients. Now, you have the second type of power builder, the one that is more minimalist and unbalanced. They focus so much on the big lifts, and they kind of set aside even things like dumbbell variations, some body weight work, and mostly machines. So they are really more unbalanced. They don't have a really well-rounded program. In my opinion, this is the one class or one category that is on the wrong track. I've been railing against this type of training as long as I can remember. The more minimalist, kind of cult of barbell only type of programs, or power building programs that aren't well-rounded, that really aren't the best for muscle building. Muscle building almost commands that you utilize dumbbells and machines and other things. To build a well-rounded program, you need a good quality exercise selection for each muscle group. The minimalist power builders kind of set that aside, and they get in their own lane, and they use more of a limited exercise selection. They don't really worry about a good quality exercise selection. Instead, they just have their few power building lifts, more minimal style of training, and it makes the process a lot more challenging and a lot more difficult. Beginner types of programs or novice programs that over-focus on squats and deadlifts and set aside machines and dumbbells are the types of programs I've been against for a very long period of time. Things like strong lifts, and a lot of people will say like strong lifts isn't a muscle building program. That's not true at all. On their website, they call themselves one of the best muscle building programs. But that program aside, the more minimalist type of power builder is the type that is generally on the wrong track. It's nothing I associate with. It's nothing that I would want to see any of you do that are interested in muscle building. In fact, when I see people in that camp over-focusing on the big compound movements, it's not that these big compound movements aren't impactful, they are, but these types of guys that focus on this more minimal type of training, or this more elevating only a few compound movements as their cornerstone or as the staples or as the majority of the program, they tend to struggle the most with muscle building. Again, they don't have well-rounded programs. They don't have exercise variety. They just kind of work themselves into a corner or work themselves into a box, and they're missing so many pieces and puzzles and tools that can really help them reach their muscle building goals. So I want to make this video to kind of help you guys understand a little bit the dynamics of bodybuilding and power building and why I call myself a power builder. Just to recap, there are basically two different types of bodybuilders, the aesthetics crew and the guys that are super obsessed with strength building as well as muscle building. The reason why I started using the term power builder was kind of to differentiate myself between the aesthetics type of crew, the crew that doesn't really care about squats or deadlifts or having a 315 pound, behind the neck press. And then we have the power builders, the guys that incorporate or are obsessed with the big lifts and are on the right track with their balanced routines and exercise variety. And then you have the minimalist power builders who, in my opinion, are way off track. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.